Hey, ever wondered what it really takes to build a business from scratch? Stick around because what we're about to share could literally change the way you think about making money and growing something that lasts. And guess what? It's all free. No catch.
That's right. For the next 45 minutes, we're diving deep into business secrets I've spent 30 years figuring out, building 19 companies, investing in 78 startups, mentoring tons of entrepreneurs, and I'm giving it all away today.
So first things first, people ask me all the time to mentor them, even offering me 10 grand for just one day. And honestly, I don't want money for sharing knowledge. I want to empower you.
Love that. So what's the game plan today?
We're going to cover everything. How to start a business with no money, how to win, how to lose. Yeah, losing is actually important. We'll also go into mind maps, which I personally think beat traditional business plans hands down.
Wait, mind maps? How's that better?
Much more flexible. You can pivot quickly. And then we'll talk purpose. It's huge. Without purpose, you, your team, and even your customers won't be motivated.
Makes sense.
What about co-founders?
That's a game changer. Picking the right co-founder is like picking a life partner. You need accountability and chemistry, or it won't work.
Got it. And selling? I hear a lot of people say, I'm not a natural salesperson.
Nope, that's a myth. Everyone can sell. It's just a system you haven't been taught yet. Master selling and you unlock freedom.
Okay, and then marketing, PR, investors?
Yep, plus sponsors, building company and personal brands, hiring, scaling, going global. It's all on the table. We'll even touch on finding a mentor and making your own luck.
Sounds like a lot. And you promise this is all free knowledge.
Absolutely. By the end, you'll know what it took me 35 years to learn. You'll be equipped to start, grow, and even sell a business. And it won't cost you a penny.
All right, so let's dive in. How do you start a business with no money? Most people tell you to start with an idea.
Yeah, that's what everyone says. Find a niche, fill a market gap, right?
Wrong. That's not where it starts. A business starts with a feeling, an instinct that maybe you need to change. And then you throw yourself into learning how to build something you actually love.
So it's not about originality at first?
Exactly. One of my early companies, Fluid, had like 500 competitors. But I still built one of the biggest agencies in Asia, eventually selling it to PwC for more than I ever needed. Why? Because I started with what I loved doing, helping businesses succeed, studying marketing, obsessing over it.
Passion over perfection. Got it. But what about revenue? You can't just follow your hobby forever.
True. And here's the trick. Apply a business mindset to your passion. For me, it was marketing. I loved it, so I started a creative agency. Even though other companies did the same thing, no one was as obsessed as I was. I pushed boundaries, tried new tech like email marketing, direct marketing, stuff others weren't doing. That obsession gave me an edge.
Okay, so step one is passion. What's next?
Next, write down what you love doing and what you hate doing. You get insanely good at what you love. The stuff you don't like, outsource it. Forget the school system lie that you need to improve at everything. Obsess over your strengths, and that's where a business idea is born.
And the idea itself.
Don't stress about being original. Combine your passion with skills of others. When I launched Fluid, I teamed up with a partner who could turn my marketing ideas into visuals and presentations. That 50-50 partnership was the springboard for success.
So collaboration over solo struggle.
Exactly. If you love writing, maybe write a book, but partner with someone who can publish it or help bring it to life. Link your idea to your passion.
Execution is next?
Right. Execution doesn't have to be perfect at first. My first step was a podcast, just recording conversations. Terrible equipment, messy production, but it worked. You start simple. Blog, LinkedIn post, social media, just make it happen.
And revenue?
Don't lock yourself into one model too early. Experiment. Maybe people will pay hourly, maybe by outcome, maybe by licensing your work. When we launched Fluid, we charged by results, not hours. That's where the magic happened. Be nimble like a boxer. Adapt as you go.
Got it. And purpose?
Purpose is key. You need more than profit. People won't just work for money, they'll follow a cause. Purpose motivates your team, inspires clients, and reduces the stress of managing people. So to sum it up, passion, partnership, execution, revenue experimentation, and purpose. Exactly. Do those first few steps and you can get a business up and running with no money. Even an app idea that costs millions Start with a service model. Start with what you can do today and build from there.
Makes total sense. So now we know how to start. Next up is how to win in business.
All right, so now you've got a company, you're working hard, but you want to actually win. What's the secret formula?
Yeah, I'm curious. What separates winners from everyone else?
First off, passion and purpose already give you a huge edge. Most people aren't truly loving what they do, so if you are, you're already ahead. But there's more, and it's simple.
Hit me.
Number 1, delayed gratification. Seriously, don't rush to make money. Let your first customers benefit from your work. I did the work for free for my first client at Fluid. People say, don't work for free. I say, do it smartly. Over-deliver. Build a relationship. That client stuck with me for 16 years and recommended me to everyone.
So, patience pays off?
Exactly. Big businesses, they spend years without making money. They wait until their system is perfect, then they monetize. Most people quit too early. Makes sense. What else? Culture. Culture will eat strategy for breakfast. Your company needs a strong moral code and a client-first culture. Amazon is a perfect example. They obsess over their customers. Focus on giving value, not just taking money. Value builds loyalty. Customers promote you, follow you, care about your brand.
Okay, so delayed gratification and culture. What about luck?
Luck is hackable. 3 ways to hack it. Persistence, outlast everyone else. My competitors in Hong Kong shut down. I kept going. Know your destination. Define what success looks like for you. For me, it's time to take my son to school and stay healthy, not selling hours. Take risks. Lean into fear. Embrace it. The harder you work doesn't automatically make you luckier. Success comes from smart risks, not just effort.
So luck isn't random. It's about persistence, clarity, and risk-taking. Got it.
Exactly. And remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Brands like Facebook and Instagram built massive user bases first. They delayed monetization for years, focusing on value. Monetizing too early can actually harm your brand.
Patience, culture, luck, it all ties back to building something meaningful, not just chasing revenue.
Bingo. Build a brand, not just a business. Give value, delay gratification, and play the long game.
All right, next up. How to lose. Sounds strange, but I guess there's a method to that too.
All right, now let's talk about something most people never learn: how to lose.
Wait, how to lose? Isn't that the opposite of winning?
You think so, but losing is actually a critical skill for success. Most of us were taught in school that success is getting an A, but real success, it's learning to accept failure, bounce back, and grow from it.
Makes sense. So, losing builds stamina.
Exactly. Take me. I lost £1 million on a comic book business. That experience taught me lessons I couldn't have learned any other way. Without losing, I wouldn't be where I am today.
So, step 1.
Don't let things own you. Don't be controlled by stuff that's supposed to bring you pleasure. Learn to lose those things without caring too much.
And step 2?
Let your short-term ego go. I'm talking about the ego that makes you feel like you need the nicest car or the perfect image for people who don't even care about you. Forget that. Learn to enjoy being underestimated. It's a superpower.
Underestimated. That's interesting.
Absolutely. If people think you can't deliver and then you do, that's massive. Embrace being a D student. Most A students end up working for D students because A students are scared to lose. They want to look perfect. Don't be that person.
So embrace failure, embrace getting a D, and don't let anyone else define your success.
Exactly. Build an internal ego, confidence in yourself. People may judge you by what car you drive or where you live, but that doesn't define your success. Learn to love losing. Try something, fail, lose everything if you have to. It doesn't matter. You can always go again, and you will succeed.
Powerful mindset. Next, you mentioned there's something else you want to teach us.
Okay, next up, how to plan your business without a boring, rigid business plan. Forget that.
Wait, so business plans are bad?
Not bad, just limiting. They're linear, expensive, and they kill flexibility. What you want is a mind map, a visual way to explore all the directions your business can take.
Sounds interesting. How does it work?
Simple. Start in the middle with your hobby, what you love doing, then link it to your business idea. For me, that was Free Humanity, helping people do what they love.
So your passion becomes the core?
Exactly. From there, start branching out. My first branch was a podcast. From the podcast came a network, over 200 top entrepreneurs I interviewed, who later helped me with my platform.
Okay, so each branch can grow in multiple directions.
Right. Next branch was brands, thinking about revenue. I listed companies I could partner with, like GoDaddy, Adobe, etc. Then, another branch, app or platform. At the time, I didn't even know it would be called helpbank.com, but I planned for a scalable way to provide free knowledge.
And you didn't start with the app right away.
No, apps can be restrictive. You need a web-based platform first. People can log in from any browser, no app store limits. That's why mind maps are perfect. They're flexible.
And team?
Branch out to team. I knew I needed an editor for the podcast, an accountant for admin, and potential partners from my network. Mind maps let you plan who you need now and who might join in the future.
So it's like a living document, or rather, a living map?
Exactly. Add new bubbles as things evolve. Merchandising, new products, future opportunities. A traditional 20-page business plan can't do that. Mind maps let you connect dots, stay nimble, and explore multiple paths at once.
Got it. Start with passion, branch into business, network, revenue, team, and future ideas. Keep it flexible.
Exactly. That's your practical tool for building a business that can evolve. Next up, we'll talk about finding your purpose, which is just as important.
All right, now let's talk about something schools never teach: finding your purpose.
Purpose? Sounds a little woo-woo, doesn't it?
It does, but that's exactly why they don't teach it. If you really understand purpose, you're unlikely to work for someone else forever. It's personal, it's freeing, and it helps you find your tribe. But it's not something they hand you. You have to figure it out.
So where do you start?
Step one is obvious, but people ignore it. They don't actually think about it. Ask yourself, what problem matters to you? Not what job will I do when I grow up, but what problem do I want to solve in the world?
Like a real-world problem?
Exactly. Start simple. Maybe the bank doesn't open early enough. Maybe your local pool doesn't have the hours you need. Small stuff wakes up your entrepreneur muscle. Your brain starts thinking, how can I fix this? That's the start of purpose.
Okay, then what?
Step two is matching your daily life to that purpose. You'd be surprised. Most people are only a few % away from their dream. Like someone working in catering who wants their own bakery. They're already baking, just not in the way they want. They just need knowledge, a little push, and risk-taking.
So purpose doesn't have to be huge, world-changing stuff.
Nope. Big or small, it's about solving a problem you care about. And you don't have to do it alone. Team up with others. Find people who share your passion, your modern-day tribe. 1 + 1 doesn't just equal 2, it equals 11.
That's powerful. So purpose equals problem you care about, plus matching your life to it, plus teaming up with others.
Exactly. And here's a tip. If you work with others to chase your purpose, make sure you secure equity wherever possible. That way, you're invested in the outcome, not just clocking hours for someone else.
Love it. Stop chasing someone else's dreams. Find your purpose, connect with people, and make it happen.
That's it. Once you know your purpose, everything else, your business, your team, your future, starts to align.
All right, now let's talk about something super important: finding a co-founder.
I'm more of a lone wolf. Do I even need one?
Maybe, maybe not. But hear me out. A co-founder can be like your gym buddy. You know, someone who keeps you accountable. You may not go to the gym alone, but with a buddy, you show up. Same with business.
Okay, but do I really want to give up 50% of my company?
Listen, I'd rather have 50% of something I enjoy and that succeeds than 100% of a nightmare. Honestly, if you pick the right co-founder, your life is better, no question.
So how do you find the right person?
Step 1. Figure out what you love doing and what you hate doing. Be brutally honest. Then find someone with opposite skills but the same moral code. Trust me, this is more like picking a life partner than an employee. You'll spend a lot of time together. It's a long-term thing.
Moral code. How do you even check that?
Here's a little test I use. I ask them, imagine from now until you're 70,
You have the best life ever. 3 houses, jets, all the money. But at the end, everyone finds out you were a fraud. Would you take it?
Whoa, that's harsh.
It's philosophical, yeah, but it reveals their priorities. Do they value reputation or just money? You want someone who cares the same way you do.
Got it. So we've got love-hate skills, same moral code. Then what?
Draw it out. Literally, write down every detail about your ideal co-founder. Skills, personality, habits, background, even how they speak. Be specific. The more details, the more likely you'll recognize them when you meet them. It's like the red car theory. Once you name it, you start seeing it everywhere.
And then?
Exactly. Post on LinkedIn, tell your network, keep your eyes open everywhere. Cafes, dinner, even at the supermarket. Your co-founder is out there. You just have to notice them. And equity. That's coming later, but for now, focus on finding the right person first. The rest, equity splits, agreements, can be sorted once you know you've got the right fit.
Makes sense. Love it. Right partner equals huge impact on your business success.
Absolutely. One of the most powerful moves you can make in your entrepreneurial journey.
All right, now let's dive into sales. And listen, anyone can sell. Seriously, it doesn't matter if you're an introvert, an extrovert, or somewhere in between.
I've tried selling before. I suck at it.
No worries. First thing you need to know, sell the sizzle, not the steak.
The sizzle? What do you mean?
Okay, think Apple. Steve Jobs never said, here's a phone with an Intel processor. No, he sold the experience, the dream, the sizzle. He made people feel like they were part of something revolutionary, something creative. That's what people buy, not the specs.
Oh, so it's about emotion, not just features.
Exactly. And another thing, get others selling for you. My best salesperson at my last company, my accountant. Why? I gave her the tools to sell the sizzle. She shared results, not product specs. She talked about helping companies avoid bankruptcy, grow their revenue. She made people care.
Nice. So step 1 is selling the sizzle. What's next?
Step 2, understand your customer. Sounds obvious, right? But so many people don't. You've got to know if they actually need what you're offering. Don't waste time selling to someone who doesn't.
Got it. Only sell to people who need you.
Step 3, connect on a personal level. You like them, they like you. Real, genuine connection. If there's no connection, walk away. It might be tempting to take the money, but trust me, you won't last.
So first, do they need you? Second, do you like them and vice versa? And
Then comes the deal. If the first 2 steps are done, closing the sale is easy. People want to work with you. I've closed huge contracts this way every single time.
And persistence matters too, right?
Big time. Harvard studied top salespeople. The top 50 would give up after 5 contacts, but the top 1%, people like me, keep at it for years if needed. I once reached out to some companies every month for 9 years before they signed. It's a long game. Build relationships, not just transactions.
Wow. So sales isn't pushy. It's patient, authentic, and about connection.
Exactly. Be yourself. Be honest. Sell what people actually need, not what earns you the biggest commission today. Build trust. Build relationships. Long-term sales equal long-term success.
Okay, marketing. Deep subject. Decades of experience, some of the most complicated marketing systems ever built. But I'm going to try to break it down for you.
I always get confused by marketing. It feels like rocket science.
Totally. But here's the first thing. 50% of your marketing spend will probably be wasted. If you get 1 million views, but the wrong audience, wasted. Marketing is experimentation.
So it's trial and error?
Exactly. And just like in sales, sell the sizzle, not the steak. Marketing is about connecting with people over time. Think branding. Apple's a perfect example. People buy Apple because of the feeling it gives them, not just the products.
Right.
It's emotional, aspirational. And marketing is complex. PR, brand messaging, product market fit. You got to know your audience. Niches are great to start with. Facebook, for example, started in universities. They created a feature to see if someone was single. Simple, but it sparked conversations. Marketing built into the product itself.
That's clever. They didn't just promote, they created buzz naturally.
Exactly. And that brings me to my staircase philosophy. Weird story. A staircase came up for sale in London. I bought it for £26,000. Didn't have a plan, but I knew it symbolized step-by-step growth.
Wait, a staircase?
Yup, and the PR exploded. Front page of BBC, New York Times, millions of dollars of free coverage. Then we added a doorbell. Press your dream. And we shared people's dreams on our platform. Crazy, right? But it shows marketing is about standing out, being creative, and evolving your story.
So marketing isn't just ads, it's events, experiences, storytelling.
Exactly. And partners matter too. For example, we partner with companies like Ring Doorbell to extend reach. Marketing is living, evolving. It's everything your audience experiences. Even how your sales team interacts with people is marketing.
Right. Your brand is the sum of every interaction.
Yup. Look at Nike. They align with top athletes. Apple links to creatives. Marketing sells the lifestyle, the identity, the aspiration, not just a product.
And what about systems? There's so many ways to market. Email, social media, PR.
Build a system. If it's social media, record one core video, then tailor it for different platforms. Better to do one thing well than many badly. Spread bets wisely, automate where you can, and scale what works.
And founders should focus on what they enjoy, right? Absolutely. Marketing should be fun. I loved buying that staircase, setting it up, creating the doorbell story. It was fun. Starbucks did something similar early on. Great locations and staff care. Staff who care become brand ambassadors. Fun and sustainability are key.
So marketing is strategy, creativity, systems, and enjoyment. Got it.
Yes. Know your customer, create your staircase, have systems, and make it fun. That's how you market successfully.
All right, PR. This one's tricky, but if you get it right, it can literally change your business.
Yeah, I always feel PR is kind of a black box.
Totally. First thing, PR has to be targeted. A lot of people chase press just for ego. Look, we're on TechCrunch, but it doesn't actually help your business.
So vanity PR doesn't convert.
Exactly. PR should be strategic. Recently, we got on BBC News for the Doorbell Project, the press your dream thing at the staircase. Hundreds of people found out, pitched their dreams, engaged with our platform. That's targeted marketing through PR.
Makes sense. And if it doesn't reach the right audience, then it's pointless.
I once got in a business journal, proud moment, but it had zero impact. Targeting is key. If you sell cherries in East Sussex, local press coverage will drive actual results, way more than the BBC.
Got it. Reach the people who actually matter.
Next hack, journalists are lazy. Do the work for them. Write a full press release. Make the headline compelling. Include high-res photos, provide quotes. Make it easy for them to just say yes and publish.
So you're basically removing friction for them.
Exactly. Research the journalist, know what they write about, understand their style. Tailor your pitch. A generic press release? Almost always ignored.
What about PR agencies?
Be careful. Sure, they can help, but if you're a small business, doing PR yourself can pay huge dividends. Why? You build relationships directly with journalists.
Sounds time-consuming, though.
Not really. Twitter is gold. Follow journalists, engage with their posts, comment thoughtfully. If you have a story that aligns with their coverage, you'll get noticed. Simple but effective.
So start participating in their world, not just asking for coverage.
Exactly. And finally, remember, you are your first PR engine. Everything you post online reflects your brand. Obscene, rude, or careless posts, journalists won't risk their job for you. Discipline, consistency, respect. That's the foundation.
So PR is targeting, doing the work for journalists, building relationships, and being disciplined in your own brand presence.
Yep. Nail those and PR will work for you, not against you.
All right, one of my favorite topics, investors. People ask me all the time, how do I get an investor?
Yeah, it sounds amazing, getting that cash injection, but is it always the right move?
Exactly. Before you even think about raising money, ask yourself, do you really need an investor? I've invested in 78 companies. I've seen it all. The wrong investor can turn into a nightmare. Sure, the money feels good at first, but over time, if it's the wrong fit, it's chaos.
Makes sense. So step one is really thinking strategically.
Yep. And step two, if you do need one, you have to understand your investor profile. Early stage businesses, less traction means fewer people will fund you. And if you're just an idea, investors often want equity, involvement, and industry relevance. No investor just wants to throw money at you. They want to add value.
So you need someone who brings more than cash. They bring connections, expertise, mentorship.
Exactly. And sometimes the best investors, family and friends. They already know you, your dedication, your personality. But be honest, they could lose all their money. Overselling it is a trap.
And if you don't have wealthy friends or family?
Then leverage your network. Friends of friends can be powerful. Recommendations matter. In the VC world, nobody takes cold applications seriously. You get in through introductions.
Got it. Networking is key.
Next tip, consider your team members as potential investors. If you're building a startup, sometimes your number two at another company might want a shot to build their own venture. They've got money and expertise. They become both a team member and an investor.
That's clever. Align incentives, reduce salary costs, and bring in the best talent.
Exactly. Now on to more traditional ways, angel investors. Forget Dragon's Den vibes. They don't want to be odd. They want helpful founders who make them feel valuable. Ask for advice first, and money often follows.
So create FOMO, fear of missing out, but sincerely.
Yep. Treat angels with respect, clearly define equity, and outline dilution plans. They're usually hands-on, so you need their help, not just their money.
What about VCs?
Venture capitalists usually come later, when your business has traction. First, check if they actually have money to deploy. Then, study their portfolio. Have they invested in similar companies? That informs strategy. If they've invested in your type of business before, great. If they've only backed one competitor, use rivalry to your advantage.
And introductions through their existing portfolio companies are gold.
Absolutely. You also get a chance to do due diligence. Find out if the VC is decent before they invest in you.
What else?
Non-traditional methods, brand partners or clients. Sometimes a client who wants your service badly will fund your expansion. I've had this happen multiple times. It works, but carefully. Make sure it doesn't compromise your other relationships or business ethics.
So your investors can be family, friends, team members, angels, VCs, or even clients.
Exactly. But the last point, sometimes you don't need an investor at all. Maybe what you really need is better sales or pre-selling your product through crowdfunding. Sites like Indiegogo or Kickstarter let you raise revenue in advance without giving away equity.
So explore every option, crowdfunding, equity, client funding, before committing to an investor.
Exactly. Evaluate if you really need the money, and then choose the method that brings value, not just cash.
All right, let's dive into sponsors. People ask me all the time, how do I get a brand to sponsor me?
Yeah, it seems tricky. Where do you even start?
First, understand why sponsorship deals happen. Two things make a brand come on board: value return and the emotional sale.
Value return, that's like ROI, right? Views, sales, measurable results.
Exactly. Brands want trackable results. Billboard ads, not the best, because who really knows how many people notice them? But measurable things, that's gold.
And emotional sale, that sounds more personal.
Spot on. That's when the CEO or someone in the brand has a personal connection, like sponsoring a local football club because they grew up playing there. Emotional connection can drive sponsorship almost as much as ROI.
Got it. So ideally, you combine the two, make it personal, and show value.
Yes. Now, here's where most people trip up. They don't understand the brand. I learned this the hard way with my coaster ads business. Brilliant engagement, but I pitched it to a high-end jewelry brand. Disaster. Why? I didn't understand their brand values. They didn't want beer coasters associated with their image.
So brand alignment is crucial. Know their values, how they advertise, what image they want to project.
Exactly. Take Visa. They sponsor the Olympics and spend millions activating that sponsorship. You don't go pitch a small local event. You tie it to what they actually care about.
Makes sense. What about the people running the brand?
Don't forget them. They make decisions. If the people running the brand connect emotionally with your project, it's much easier to get a deal. I've had this happen with GoDaddy and Thai Bank. People there care about entrepreneurs as much as the brand itself.
So champions inside the company can help you.
Yep. Now, another hack. Work with people already working with the brand, media buyers or agencies.
Media buyers?
Yeah, they buy all the ad space for brands. Sometimes it's easier to go through them than approach the brand directly. They already have allocated money and relationships. Same with agencies. They can integrate your idea into an existing campaign.
So the brand might not even need convincing if the right people advocate for you.
Exactly. Another tip, be genuinely vested in the brand. For example, we used Ring doorbells on our staircase project. Not sponsored, we just loved the product. Amazon and Ring saw it organically and later partnered with us.
So your authentic use of a product can lead to sponsorship down the line.
Yes, delayed gratification works here. Work with brands you love, integrate them naturally into your life or business, and sponsorship often follows. Don't force it, make it organic.
That's a powerful mindset. First love the brand, then let the partnership evolve naturally.
Exactly. And always remember, understand the brand, understand the people, show value, and find the natural fit. That's how sponsorships really work.
All right, let's talk about building a brand. Complex, exciting, and if you get it right, it can totally change your business.
Yeah, there's a lot out there about what is a brand, but can we break it down simply?
Sure. At its core, a brand is a statement about what you do. People should look at it and instantly know it's you, even without the logo or design. It's not about the visuals, it's about purpose and essence. Nike, supporting athletes. Apple, supporting creativity. That's what your brand says before anything else.
So how do you start building your brand?
I always start with personal brand. It's a great blueprint. Write down your values, your non-negotiables, what you'll say yes and no to, and your personality traits. That's your brand foundation.
But does everyone have a personal brand?
Yes, whether you like it or not, people talk about you when you're not around. Own it. And personal brand can be tricky. Scaling it is tough. I've built one with 4 million followers over 4 years. It's rewarding, but exhausting. You need discipline to post, interact, create consistently.
So personal brand is powerful but demanding.
Exactly. And you can define your personal brand in all sorts of ways. Some people make a name for not responding to emails. That's their brand. For me, I create videos, go live, interact, but have boundaries and values. That clarity shapes perception.
Got it. So once you know your personal brand, you can translate that to your company.
Yes. Take my company, Help Bank. We kept traits from my personal brand, honesty, authenticity, openness, but also added finance expertise, trust, and reliability. The branding had to look more serious than my personal brand because we're funding people's dreams at scale.
So a company brand is a combination of personal values and organizational purpose.
Exactly. Now, scaling a brand can follow 2 main models, reference model or leadership model.
Explain those.
Reference model, leverage someone else's brand. Canon sponsors photographers like Peter McKinnon. Nike sponsors athletes. You don't need to be the CEO, you borrow their halo effect.
And the risk?
If the person you reference does something bad, your brand gets dragged down. Think Kanye West and Adidas. You need safeguards.
And leadership model?
That's where you or a leader represent the brand. Apple had Steve Jobs. I represent Help Bank. It works well, but also risky. If the leader leaves, the brand can lose its magic. Transition plans are key. Tim Cook is a good example.
So either way, you have to think long-term and have contingencies.
Absolutely. And one more thing. Learn to say no. Wrong clients, wrong partnerships, they can ruin your brand fast. I spent 10 years building my brand, and one bad client almost destroyed it. Trust your instincts.
Protect the brand like it's your most valuable asset.
Exactly. My company got sold largely because of the brand value, not just the business. Build a brand, not just a business. It lasts forever.
All right, let's dive into hiring, growing, and building a business. Get this formula right, and your business can take off, give you steady income, and stay a brand you actually love without becoming a management nightmare.
Sounds like the holy grail. Where do we start?
Hiring. If your business has a purpose and the people you hire believe in that purpose, you won't have to manage people. You'll be managing purpose. That's huge. Too many founders hire without purpose, and then they spend all their time micromanaging.
So how do you know someone truly believes in your purpose?
A few hacks. Check their social media. What do they actually care about? Look at their history, references, and seriously ask for references. People don't do this enough. And most importantly, give them equity.
Equity? Why is that so important?
Because if your team owns a piece of the business, they share your success. High turnover and stress are far riskier than equity issues. And ironically, most people won't leave if they have equity. Even if they do, treat them well. You can often buy back the equity reasonably.
So purpose plus equity equals loyalty. Got it.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about growing your business. You can't grow without people, even with AI. Focus on culture and values. I had a company called Fluid. Early mistake, built it to make money. People left. Once we shifted focus to protecting and supporting our creative team, growth exploded. Look after your people, they grow your business.
Makes sense. And how do you decide how much to grow?
Know your destination. Why are you growing? Ego, freedom, impact? For me, I want to help 10 million people start businesses they love for free. That's my North Star. Some founders want a smaller lifestyle business. That's fine too. Grow with a purpose.
What about risk-taking and innovation?
Absolutely. Build MVPs, minimum viable products. Test ideas. Don't stagnate. Kodak invented the digital camera but didn't market it because it threatened their core business. Don't be Kodak. Disrupt yourself first.
And systems?
You need systems and specialists. Early on, everyone's a generalist. You do everything. But as you scale, hire specialists, create processes, and remove generalism. Even founders need to become specialists or be ready to hand over roles to someone better. At Fluid, I replaced myself after 11 years with a stronger CEO. Smart move.
So purpose, equity, values, destination, systems, specialists, that's the secret formula.
Exactly. Follow that and hiring becomes easy, scaling becomes smooth, and your business can thrive without you being everywhere all the time. Next up, we'll talk about the tricky topic, how to fire someone.
All right, let's tackle one of the hardest parts of running a business, firing someone. I know nobody likes it, but if you want to survive and scale, you've got to learn it.
Oof, yeah, that's tough. So how do you even know when it's time?
I use what I call the 7 and 8 rule. It's simple. Imagine your employees on a scale of 1 to 10.
Go on.
9s and 10s? Love them. They're your stars. You want them to stay, and they want to stay. Keep them happy, give them equity, respect them. That's easy.
And the other end? 1s and 2s?
Easy too. They're clearly not right for the role. They quit or you fire them. No drama.
So it's the 7 and 8s that are tricky.
Exactly. These folks are almost good enough. Some days they shine, some days they slip back. Often, it's not because they're bad at their job. It's the wrong role, wrong team, wrong fit.
Sounds stressful.
It is. But here's the method. Put a structure in place. Define what success looks like for them. Understand their situation. Don't walk in and just say, you're underperforming. Ask, how can I help you do better?
And if they still don't improve?
That's when you need courage. 7 and 8s can bring down a business if left unchecked. High performers, the 9s and 10s, will leave if mediocrity is tolerated. So, you have to fire them.
Brutal, but fair.
And here's the secret. Do it with honesty and support. Help them find a job where they can be a 9 or a 10. I've done this many times. People actually appreciate it. It's better for them, better for your company, and keeps relationships intact.
How do you even identify a 7 or an 8?
2 signals. 1, how often do they come up in conversations, team, customers, more than once or twice a week? 2, fear. Are you keeping them just because finding a replacement feels impossible? That's common. Line up a replacement if needed, and then let them go.
And sometimes giving them equity can push them from a 7 or an 8 to a 9?
Absolutely. It happens. But don't delay firing out of fear. Be honest, structured, and supportive. That's how you handle the toughest task in business.
Tough, but necessary. Got it.
All right, let's talk about going global. So many entrepreneurs don't even realize it's possible or how much it can actually reduce risk in your business.
Reduce risk?
How does going global do that? Imagine this. You're only in one market. If that market tanks, you're toast. I learned this early with my company, Fluid. We were just in Hong Kong, and when Hong Kong had a downturn, we had nothing else to fall back on. No balance, no counterweight.
Makes sense. Spread your risk.
Exactly. And here's the good news. Going global isn't as hard as people think. You just need a few steps to make it work.
Okay, what's the first step?
First, research. Find out where your product or service could work in another market. Even if you don't want to open a second office or sell there immediately, knowing the opportunities is powerful.
How so?
Well, let's say you're raising investment. You can show investors that your product has potential in multiple markets. It makes them way more likely to back you. Same with brand sponsorships. You can expand into another market with their support, reduce risk, and grow your business.
Smart. And after research?
Then you look at models like franchising. Don't want to run another office yourself? Let someone else do it under a franchise or a licensing model. You get revenue without managing day to day. Some people call this passive income. I hate that term, but this is the closest thing.
Right. So franchising isn't just for Subway or McDonald's.
Exactly. It works for service businesses too. Lots of companies grow internationally using franchise or licensing structures.
What else should people know about going global?
You've got to make sure your business can stand the test of time. Ironically, thinking globally makes your company more resilient. You'll also learn a secret. It's actually easier to run a big business than a small one.
Really? Everyone says small businesses are easier.
Nope. I run both. Small businesses trap you. You're the only one who can run it. You can't afford senior management. You can't take a break. You're stuck in the day-to-day. Big businesses, with the right structure, give you freedom.
So going global isn't just about profit, it's about survival and freedom.
Absolutely. Don't trap yourself in a single market. Don't let your business control you. Think big, think global, and give yourself options.
Got it. Spread risk, grow bigger, and stay free. Makes perfect sense.
All right, let's tackle a question I get asked more than anything. How do you get a mentor?
The classic I need a mentor thing. Sounds simple, right?
It does, but here's the reality. You don't actually need a mentor. What you really need is someone who can answer your questions, or even tell you the questions you didn't know to ask.
So it's not about having a famous mentor hanging over you.
Exactly. If you got me as your mentor, I might annoy you because my experience might not match your life. What people really want is a coach or someone to hold them accountable.
So if I need help with sales, hire a salesperson. If I need accountability,
maybe a co-founder. You see, define what you actually need instead of blindly chasing a mentor.
all right, let's say I still want a mentor. How do I get one?
Step 1, do your research. Know what matters to them. Don't just ask anyone to mentor you without knowing their values. For example, someone once asked me to mentor them in property development. I hate the property industry. Not gonna happen.
Ouch! So research first, always.
Step 2, don't just say, be my mentor. That's too vague. Mentorship is like asking someone to marry you. You need to define what it actually means. Maybe it's 10 minutes a week. Maybe it's specific questions. Be clear.
Makes sense. Be specific and actionable.
Step 3, reframe the idea as an advisor. People are more likely to say yes to being an advisor to your business than a mentor. They get equity, they have a structured role, it's easier to define.
Oh, so it's about structure and purpose.
Exactly. Step 4, referrals. Connections are powerful. If someone they trust refers you, the chances of a yes go way up. But don't fake friendships just to get a referral. Be genuine.
Got it. And step 5?
Give value first. Help them before you ask for anything. Fix their website. Contribute to a project. Something meaningful. Give without expecting anything in return. That's the mindset that attracts mentors.
So it's really about respect, clarity, and contribution.
Bingo. Follow that, and you might not just get a mentor. You'll build a relationship that actually works.
All right, let's talk about equity, because if you get this wrong in your business, you're going to fail. I've seen it happen countless times, not because the business was bad, but because the equity structure was off. equity sounds scary. Where do we even start? First, understand one key point. Owning less than 50% doesn't mean you lose control. Control comes from your shareholder agreement or operational agreement, not the number of shares you hold.
Wait, so even if it's 50-50, one person can still make the decisions?
Exactly. Equity ownership does not equal control. Don't fall into that trap.
Got it. So what's next?
Step 2, know where your business is going. Too many founders sell large chunks of equity too early, then later realize they don't have enough left to grow, especially in tech, where raising money is part of the model. You have to be careful.
So maybe bootstrap first, keep more control.
Exactly. A bootstrapped business with 100% ownership is often healthier. But if you bring in partners, don't do 52-48 just because you think you deserve more. Always aim for 50-50. Psychologically, it keeps your co-founder fully invested.
Makes sense, but what about decision deadlocks in 50-50?
That's where a board of advisors comes in. You can agree that a trusted third party helps with tough decisions, and most importantly, align on goals from day one: markets, profits, growth, so you minimize conflicts later.
And staff equity?
Absolutely. If you want your business to scale, give equity to your team. There's a difference between share options, which give a future percentage but often no control, and real equity, which pays out if the company is sold. I personally prefer giving actual equity in the company.
Okay, so how do you figure out the company's value when giving equity?
Tools like a SAFE, used by Y Combinator, are great. It lets someone invest in your business now based on future value, so you don't have to stress about exact numbers up front. It also avoids tax headaches and makes employee incentives simpler.
So, to sum up, don't confuse control with ownership. Be smart with early equity, align co-founders, and use equity to motivate your team.
Exactly. Equity isn't just numbers. It's strategy, alignment, and long-term planning. Get this right, and your business can scale without collapsing under internal conflicts.
All right, let's talk about selling your business, or as some like to call it, your exit strategy. I've done this a few times, and there's a lot of different ways to go about it. But here's the kicker. The best way to sell your company is not to want to sell it at all.
Wait, what? How does that make sense?
I know it sounds ironic, but it's true. The strongest negotiating position you have is when you actually don't need to sell. The most I've ever got for a business was when I wasn't looking to sell it. Buyers sense that. It's powerful.
So just focus on building a business you love, and selling it might just happen.
Exactly. History repeats itself. Look at Mark Zuckerberg. Yahoo offered him $1 billion for Facebook. He said no, and now the company's worth $1 trillion.
Wow. So that's one approach. Build a business you're obsessed with.
Yep. Another way is through partnerships. My company, Fluid, partnered with PwC on a project. While working together, they realized, hey, we should just buy them. That's how the sale eventually happened. Partnerships can naturally lead to an exit.
Got it. And what about agents or brokers?
That's a third method, business brokers. They can help, but do your homework. Some have their own agendas. Ask for references, check their track record, and make sure legal structures are crystal clear.
Okay.
Mergers, that's the fourth way. Sometimes your competitor could be your exit. I spent years building relationships with my competitors thinking I might merge with them. Mergers are often the easiest way to sell, but here's a caveat. You might not get the maximum value. Selling outside the industry, like I did with PwC, can sometimes be more lucrative.
Interesting. So it depends on whether you want ease or maximum payout.
Exactly. And finally, you can let your management team buy the company. I did this with Nest. It allows your leadership to take ownership and keeps the business intact. It's a win-win.
So bottom line, don't build a business just to sell it. Build one you love with purpose, and the exit will follow.
Bingo. Investors love that too. If you focus on love, purpose, and growth, people want to buy it naturally. That's the real key to successful exits.
So friends, let's quickly wrap up what we covered today. Hiring and firing, remember the 7 and 8 rule, and don't be afraid to make tough calls. Going global,
Expanding reduces risk and opens new growth opportunities. Finding a mentor. Focus on building relationships, give value, and think of them as an advisor, not just a guru. Equity structure. Control isn't just about shares. Know your long-term plan and motivate your team the right way. Selling your business. Build something you love and the right exit will come, whether through partnerships, mergers, or your own team.
If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future videos. Hit the like button if this content added value for you. Drop a comment below. Tell me which tip you found most useful or ask a question you want me to answer in the next video.
Thanks for watching till the end. Keep building smart, taking bold steps, and making the right decisions in your business. See you in the next video.